I know you probably only see my face, and I know the quality isn't the best because it's literally a laptop webcam. But this is kind of my first scripted video, so here goes. Uh, I don't want to show you my text that I'm reading, so but yeah, this is kind of my first scripted video, so here goes. And it's gonna be titled "You Can't Save Yourself Rich." It's something I've discovered and understood fairly recently myself, and because growing up, we're always taught to save money, to don't buy the things that you really want. They might be expensive, so you won't have money in the future, and blah blah blah, right? So, and I'll give you two examples. First one, you might have heard it already if you follow this kind of self improvement or motivational content, because the first one is from Andrew Tate, and the second one is from my own personal life. Actually, there are two things from my own personal life. So the first one with that Andrew Tate gives. So most people start businesses or online ventures to be more independent financially, right, and to become more wealthy, but basically to become rich, right? And also most guys, I can only speak for guys, obviously, because I can only speak for men because I am one, obviously, right? So when men are rich, they would like to, drive their dream car, or Lambo, or some exotic muscle car or something like that. Personally, I like muscle cars. I really like to own. I would really like to own a '70s Charger or something like that. And Tate gives the example of a Lambo. Now, I went on mobile.de. It's a used car. Uh, it's a used car website from Germany, because we don't have we don't have much Lambos here in Estonia. It's a really small country, uh, and the ones that we do have on sale, they're like 10 years old, something like that. Now I went on mobileapp.de and I searched for Lambos, and I filtered the search for the newest cars, and a 2022 Lamborghini Huracan costs 229,900 euros. Now, an average wage or a paycheck from a job in Estonia is about 1,400 euros a month net profit, right? So after taxes and all that. Now, uh, the example that Andrew Tate gives. Let's say you manage to figure out how to live for free. You don't pay rent, you don't have a mortgage, maybe you live at your parents' house, whatever, right? So, and you don't buy food. Your parents buy your food, and you don't buy anything. You don't buy clothes. You don't buy, I don't know, medicine. You don't buy sneakers or whatever. You don't buy anything. You save 100% of your money that you earn from your job, right? It's gonna take you, so 329,900 divided by 1,400. It's gonna take you 235.64 months. So let's round it up. That's 236 months, and divided that by 12. That's years, right? It's gonna take you roughly 20 years to make money for you to buy a Lambo. And that's assuming that you save all your money. You don't buy anything for 20 years. You work nonstop for 20 years. You don't spend any of it. You don't go drinking outside with your friends. You don't buy a movie off on Netflix. You don't buy food. You don't buy uh, footwear, sneakers. You don't buy clothes. You don't buy nothing. You don't buy anything. And it's gonna take you 20 years to save up to buy a Lambo, to save up. And I mean, to think logically, by the end of 20 years, the money you have saved isn't gonna be worth the same that it was worth when it was 20 years ago. So you probably still won't be able to buy that Lambo because the inflation has eaten the value of your money, right? And it doesn't even have to be a Lambo. Maybe you want to move out of your parents' house and you don't want to have a mortgage. You don't want to have a you don't want to have a $300,000 debt in your name, and you want to buy a house or apartment or anything like something like that, right? So that's the first example of why you can't save yourself rich. If you're thinking about, I actually I actually read about an article. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago when I bought my own first apartment or this place here. I don't remember, but I read about a couple that made up a plan on how to pay up their mortgage in 10 years, and their plan was to 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 save money, all their wage that they're earning from the job. They're gonna save, and they laid out a detailed plan on how to pay up their mortgage in 10 years. They don't go out, they don't buy, they only like they had a detailed basically an Excel sheet on what they earn each month, what they spend each month, and how to pay off a mortgage in 10 years. It's gonna be a hell of a 10 years. I'm gonna and to work for 10 years and to just work and then pay off your mortgage, and then what? You own your home? Yeah, but you wasted 10 years of your life, in my opinion. Now, the second example is from my own personal life. Uh, I don't know if you know this, but before I started with Forex, I tried to launch an e-commerce business for about three years, something like that. I tried all the different things like niche stores, general stores, print-on-demand stores, canvases, well, like whatever. And I spent a lot of money buying different courses and trying different things. And when I finally got to a point where I have loaned from enough people and nothing worked, I decided to try one last thing, and I decided to try online coaching. And it was from a very large and respectful community on Facebook, and they received a lot of good reviews. The coaching, but it cost a lot of money, and I didn't have that money, and I took a loan from a bank. It's a very high interest loan, and the coaching had a payment plan available, so I didn't have to pay up all the money up front. So I loaned a portion of it, and I figured I'm gonna work very hard, do any do everything that they require of me, and I'm gonna. The online coaching was like three months or something like that, or was it 5? I don't remember. And I figured I'm gonna get something going and pay the rest of the coaching from the profits I'm gonna make from the sales, right? So, long story short, I didn't get anything going. The online coaching was crap, in my opinion. Uh, they bitched about uh, things. The response time was terrible. They uh, when I asked about why Facebook blocked my ads, they were talking about why now button, why isn't it green, right? And long story short, I didn't get anything started, and now I owe money to the bank, and I'm still paying that loan today. And now I decided, uh, like 3 or 4 months ago, I decided I'm gonna take the matters of the loan into my own hands and pay off the loan faster. And with the courier partner business, from each payout, I decided to pay a portion to the bank to reduce the loan balance. Let's call it like that. And the problem with that idea is I did it for like uh, 3 months. I think I did it. And the problem with that idea is the return of in return of investment. Let's put it like that. To put things into numbers, I managed to pay off 550 euros extra off from the loan balance, and that only gave me extra 40 euros a month. So my loan payment reduced by 40 euros. Yeah, I know it's not crazy numbers like the previous example of a Lambo, but it's a real life example. Now, if I had taken that 550 euros and purchased the 100k FTMO account, which ironically costs exactly 550 euros, and if I had passed, that investment would have given me an infinite amount of returns, right? Now, of course, granted, you have to be a successful, profitable trader, and you have to have your mindset right, and uh, you can't be a losing you can't be a losing trader, right? Because I have bought the 100k FTMO challenge and I have failed. So that's that. There's always that possibility that the investment you're gonna make won't work. And so I don't recommend taking that route unless you're like sure you can pass your ch- pass the challenge, right? Now my personal plan is to pass the 10k challenge first and use the profits from that to invest into higher challenges. And I'm planning to take a challenge probably today or tomorrow, because they are giving a 10% off until the end of the year. So I might as well, buy it now. And if I see a good trade, I'm gonna start the challenge. But my second plan with that 550 euros would have been to start a local e-commerce business, and that 550 euros could have been used to purchase inventory and start selling here locally. And that 550 euros would have been the cost of the inventory, and I would have purchased inventory from Alibaba. So they would have still it would have still made like it would have still taken like a month or two for the product to get ready and to be shipped here. So I would have easily made that 550 euros back in 1 or 2 months with the courier partner business. With uh, with 2 weeks, I would have made that money basically back. So I wasted, uh, let's say, 4 months. 4 months I wasted uh, to not start a business. So that's 4 months of profits not gained. Yes, of course, I know there's always the possibility that the e-commerce business won't work as well, but it's a cool product, and I'm pretty sure I would have. If I'm gonna do it, and if it won't work, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to sell the inventory at my with the purchase costs. So without my profit margin. So I don't think there's gonna be a losing situation there. So I have wasted 4 months of 4 months of possible profit, right? And again, there is also the possibility of of an infinite return on investment, because the inventory would have been here like in October already, and I would have probably already made profits. Uh, so that's the second example, because yes, there's the possibility that it won't work, but you're still ahead. I would have been still ahead in my journey, because at this moment I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I didn't buy the inventory. I'm gonna have to buy it now. It's gonna take another 2 months to get here. So that's already half a year I wasted, because I can always make more money. There's that's not a question. Contradictory to popular belief, money is not a scarce resource. Time is. There's an endless amount of money in the world, and they keep printing it more and more, and but you only have a finite amount of time. So there's some that's something to think about. You can always earn more money. You have to have the abundance mindset. There's always going to be more money. There's always going to be another trade. There's always going to be another car or girl or whatever. If you don't get the car or the girl you want right now, there's or if I miss a trade that that I missed a trade from the charts, there's always gonna be another. There's always gonna be another trade. There's always I can always make more money. I have to have you have to have an abundance mindset. So money is not a scarce resource. That's the that's the point I wanted to make. So think about that. And this also applies to like extreme saving, the thing I touched about earlier. There's also people in my life I know that go buy stuff from one store, and then take take walk or drive to another store to buy a different thing that they get cheaper from another store, like 50 cents or euro, right? So that's not taking into account the time it takes to go from one store to another, or the gas they're gonna use to drive one store from another. That's what I don't now. I don't get it. I don't get it. I used to get it because I was I was a saver like most people, but now I understand it's there's no point in saving like extremely. Of course, I have to put a disclaimer here. You have to use your head and take wise decisions. Like, don't go blowing off your family's food money or something stupid like that. If you have people depending on you, you have to think smart. But also, don't be afraid of. But don't be scared to take risk and action. Right. So you have to find your balance. So I know a lot of I know there's a lot of deep quotes in the video, and probably on that note, I'm gonna end it here because it's already taken a bit longer than I would have liked. I mumbled a bit. So, but yeah, money's money's not a scarce resource. Time is. You only have a finite amount of time. But also find your balance. Don't be scared to take risk and action, but also think smart. Don't don't go do anything stupid and blow off all your money if you have people depending on you. If you have a family or small kids or something like that. And yeah, trade safe, guys, and take care. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye.